Two treadle levers are connected to the loom back rail by a fulcrum. Two treadle levers are connected to the loom back rail. So we know that front rail, back rail, and these rails exist in the loom. So these two treadle levers are connected to the loom back rail by a fulcrum. With the help of the fulcrum, this is connected. The treadle levers are connected to the loom back rail by a fulcrum. So here, so please observe here F is the fulcrum. So that is the one. The two treadle levers. So second point is two treadle levers are connected to the loom back rail by a fulcrum. The two treadle levers have teeth to carry the lamb rods. So please observe that here the two treadle levers. There are two treadle levers which have teeth like they are the ones to hold the lamb rods, to carry the lamb rods. So the two treadle levers have teeth to carry the lamb rods. That is the third point. So please observe. First point is a pair of tappets are fixed to the bottom shaft. There are two tappets. Pair of tappets means two tappets that are fixed to the bottom shaft. On the bottom shaft we have two tappets rotating one above the other. Okay, na? So two treadle levers are connected to the loom back rail by a fulcrum. So near the tappets itself, the two treadle levers are connected to the loom back rail by a fulcrum. The two treadle levers have teeth. So treadle levers have teeth. So teeth means like human beings have teeth. So in that similar way, they have teeth like that, we saw for seesaw. So rampam. So seesaw, for that we have teeth. So in the similar way, the two treadle levers have teeth to carry the lamb rods. Next point is two heel shafts are connected to the lamb rods. So in the tappet shedding, we can go for 8 heel shafts, but here an example is given of two heel shafts. Therefore, two heel shafts are connected to the lamb rods. The treadle levers have teeth to carry the lamb rods, and the heel shafts are connected to the lamb rods. But what does it mean? Lamb rods are connected to the teeth of the treadle levers, and the upper portion of the lamb rods are connected to the heel shafts. Next point, a top reversing roller shaft carries two rollers of different diameters. Already we have seen in the diagram that a top reversing roller shaft carries two rollers. One is of smaller diameter and the other one is the bigger diameter. A top reversing roller shaft carries two rollers of different diameters. What does it mean by different diameters? One is smaller diameter, one is of a smaller diameter and the other one is of a bigger diameter. So we have seen 5 points. This is beautiful construction of the negative taper shedding mechanism. So we will study again. So first we will complete the topic and then we will revise about the important points again. So construction continued. The roller of smaller diameter is connected to the front heel shaft by means of a leather strap. So in the fifth point we have seen that there is a top reversing roller shaft, and on that there are two types of rollers are present. One is of smaller diameter and the other one is of bigger diameter. So the roller of smaller diameter, that which is smaller, is connected to front heel shaft. So front heel shaft is connected to smaller diameter by means of a leather strap. Leather strap. Next point is the roller of larger diameter is connected to the back heel shaft by means of another leather strap. Larger diameter roller is connected to back heel shaft by means of another leather strap. The tappets touch the anti-friction bolts or followers which are fixed to the treadle levers. So please observe the 6th, 7th and 8th points. The roller of smaller diameter is connected to front heel shaft by means of leather strap. So and the roller of larger diameter is connected to the back heel shaft by means of another leather strap. So smaller diameter roller is connected to front heel shaft. Larger diameter top reversing roller is connected to back heel shaft. Both are connected to leather straps, respective leather straps. The tappets touch the anti-friction bolts. So we have seen the tappets which are mounted on bottom shaft. The tappets are mounted on bottom shaft and they touch the anti-friction bolts or followers. So the tappets touch the anti-friction bolts or followers which are fixed to the treadle levers. Which are fixed to the treadle levers. Next, construction continued. The heel shafts have heel eyes through which the warp threads pass. So the heel shafts, all of you know, so they have heeled wires and heeled eyes. So the heel shafts have heeled eyes through which the warp threads pass. Next, 10th point. The odd ends are passed through one heel shaft and even ends are passed through other heel shafts. So the odd ends, what does it mean? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, something like that. So all these ends are passed through one heel shaft, whereas even ends like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, so they are passed through other heel shaft. They are passed through other heel shaft. So we have seen the construction of the negative tappet shedding mechanism. Next, coming to working. Negative tappet shedding mechanism. So I hope all of you are with me. We are learning about negative tappet shedding mechanism where tappets are used to lift the heel shafts. And we have seen the construction and parts and construction of the negative tappet shedding mechanism. Now we are going to study working. When the bottom shaft is rotated in the clockwise direction, the tappets are also rotated. So this is the important point. We have seen in the construction of the diagram of the mechanism that tappets are placed on the bottom shaft. So when the bottom shaft is rotated in the clockwise direction, the tappets are also rotated. The tappets are also rotated. So that is most important. Here the working starts. Working starts from here. Bottom shaft is rotated and the tappets are also rotated. The tappets will depress the anti-friction bolts and the treadle lever. So the tappets will depress the anti-friction bolt and the treadle levers. The front Third point, the front portion of the treadle lever moves down due to the fulcrum, and this action is transferred to the lamb rod, heel shafts and leather strap. The front portion of the treadle lever, which means that which has teeth, where the teeth are present, that moves down because of the connection to the fulcrum and the depressing movement of the tappets. So this action is transferred to the lamb rod, heel shafts and the leather strap. So working continued. So one heel shaft is lowered. Because of this, one heel shaft is lowered, and the threads connected to this heel shaft are also, lowered and form the bottom layer of the shed. So one heel shaft is lowered. So and the threads connected to this heel shaft are also lowered. So when the heel shaft is lowered, automatically the threads that are connected to the heel shafts are lowered and form the bottom layer of the shed. So this is the fourth point. How a bottom layer of the shed is formed. Next, the top layer of the shed is formed by the action of the top reversing roller. Here, that's why we call it as negative tappet shedding mechanism. The top layer of the shed is formed by the action of the top reversing roller. For the next shed, the other tappets works with the other set of bolt, treadle, lamb rod, heel shaft, leather strap, and the roller, and therefore the other heel shaft is lowered. So this is the working. So I will explain you working one more time. When the bottom shaft rotates, and tappets are also rotated in a clockwise direction. The tappets will depress the anti-friction bolts and the treadle levers. And because of the fulcrum and because of the fulcrumed treadle levers, the front portion of the treadles will move downwards, and lamb rod will move downwards, and heel shaft and leather strap will move downward. This way the bottom layer of the shed is formed. And after that, the top layer of the shed is formed by the action of the top reversing roller. So how that is going to form, we will see in the video that is going to come in a 10 minutes. So the top layer is formed by the top reversing roller shaft. So like that. For the next shed, the other set of treadles, lamb rods, heel shaft, leather strap will come into picture, and next time the other heel shaft is lowered in the similar manner, and in that case also again the top reversing roller will do the reversing action. So that's why it is called as negative tappet shedding mechanism. Negative means negative tappet shedding mechanism means either lowering or lifting, of the heel shafts is done by the tappets, and the other motion is done with the help of top reversing rollers or springs or with any other motion, then it is called as negative in motion, negative in mechanism. So one of the movements of the either lifting or lowering, one of the movements lifting or lowering of heel shafts is done by the help of the tappets or cams, then it is known as negative tappet shedding mechanism. So coming to note, so here we will study the same thing that I have just told you. In this type of shedding, one tappet depresses the concerned treadle and the corresponding heel shaft is lowered, but the other heel shaft is raised by means of the top reversing rollers. So this type of shedding mechanism is known as negative tappet shedding mechanism. This is the most important point of the mechanism. Why is it called as negative? Why is it not called as positive or neutral or something else? Why is it called as negative? So in this type of shedding, one tappet depresses the concerned treadle. First, one tappet depresses the concerned treadle and the corresponding heel shaft is lowered. But the other heel shaft is raised by means of, one is lowered and the other one is raised with the help of top reversing rollers. So this type of shedding mechanism is known as negative tappet shedding mechanism. So settings. So please observe, turn the crank to the top center position. Turn the crank to the top center position. Crank should be, crank means crankshaft. So it should be turned to the top center position. Second setting, fix the anti-friction bolts to the treadle levers. They should move freely in the slots. Anti-friction bolts should be fixed to the treadle levers so that they can easily freely move into the slots. Fix the treadle levers with a bracket to the back rail of the loom.